Let's talk about for a minute becoming as that little child as Joshua instructed the people in Matthew 18. In Matthew 18:16, he said, suffer little children to come unto me. And then in Matthew 18:3, he says, except ye be converted as a little child, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. So the scripture is so layered of the beauty of what he is talking about in these scriptures. So we have, this will make sense when I tell you, we have 7 children, and we just had grandbaby number 16 born. And in the last year, we've had 5 grandbabies born. And the lessons that these children are teaching me, my husband, are just phenomenal. Lessons that we never saw in being parents. And we get to see our inner child being healed through these beautiful grandbabies. We had, they each have their own unique personalities, and they're going through their own experiences. It has not been, we just, I guess it's come with, they show us through struggles, their strengths. We just had a little granddaughter in the end of March, beginning of April, that was diagnosed with brain cancer. She was 4 years old at the time, went through 2 brain surgeries and radiation. And her powerful little spirit is helping heal people all over this world, and has helped heal our family tremendously through this experience. The beauty, and that's just one example. The 16th grandchild that I said we had 5 born this last year, and one of them, one little grandson, was born premature, and he did not make it. And just seeing things from a completely different angle of what these children come into this world to teach us. And sometimes that lesson is very short. But the beauty of becoming childlike is, as it just came in like a freight train of, the world says you're supposed to become as that little child so that you're teachable. But it is so much deeper than that. If you look at becoming as a little child, the world strips the innocence of children. They put their expectations, their way of thinking, their labels, they corrupt their minds and their little bodies, even down to what, they put in them from a very early age. And so as you look at becoming as that little child, why did Joshua emphasize this in Matthew 18? So when we become as a little child, and we allow ourselves to return to that little child, right? We are sitting back, allowing the true teacher to teach us. So yes, we become teachable, but it is for the renewing of our minds. It is to be stripped from what this world did to us. It is for our inner child to be healed and teachable enough to allow those shifts to happen within our minds, so that our minds can be renewed, so that our inner child can be healed, so that we can return to our true authentic self. So if you look at little children are not afraid to ask questions. They ask questions because they want the knowledge and the understanding. So as we learn in true relationship, as we're led in the Spirit to ask Joshua, to ask Father and Mother all the questions. There's no questions that they don't want you to ask them, but the world teaches you the opposite. The world teaches you be quiet, be silent, don't ask that question. There are questions you just shouldn't answer. And when you become as a little child, there's no questions that you wouldn't ask. And so we're told over and over again in the scriptures to ask, Father, ask the questions. They're meant to be asked. And in the process of that, then we begin our healing process of healing the veiling that this world put upon us, the innocence of our childhood, and the damaging of our inner child that was created by this world. In the process of that, we learn that it's okay to be unique. It's okay to be the individual that we are. It's okay to be true to our true authentic self. We don't have to give that away anymore. We can return back to that true innocent state as that little child that is just like, I'm going to be me, and I've learned and remembered who I am, and I'm supposed to remember who I am eternally. That's part of being here. That's part of being unveiled. And so becoming as that little child is understanding that we each have our own unique personality. We each are here learning our own personal experiences. Those are our testimonies that no one can take away from them. They are our growth. We were to return to our inner child in order for these things to happen. We're to learn to ask all those questions that we want to know the answers to. And knowing that in Father and Mother's perfect timing, those questions will be answered in the way that they need to. And it's done step by step until we have the full picture. And so it's truly the renewing of our mind. It's understanding that we are eternal beings. This is the school. It's not going into a school building. This earth is a school. It's a school of learning. We are to be present in each moment, not living in our past, but being present to see the lessons that are learned. As I talked about with our one little granddaughter, the lessons learned and her powerful, powerful spirit that has literally touched this world. Millions of people. It's been amazing to watch. And directly through the processes, I was praying for her spirit touching mine and helping me remember things that my childhood suppressed in me. Absolutely glorious. So when we are present in the moment and we see that this life is happening for us, not to us, we begin to have our inner child healed. We begin to have all the veiling that the world put on us stripped away. And we can truly return as that little child knowing, you know what? This is a school of learning. We are literally here to learn. And that doesn't happen without, tripping and falling and getting back up. And what do we do when we get back up? What do we do with that situation? It's not the falling down that mattered. It's what we did when we stood back up that matters. And so truly returning to that inner child and remembering that we are eternal beings. This is our school of learning. We are here learning and progressing. And remembering who we are eternally and remembering, okay, each experience that we're going to go through, we can make light out of. So as today is the Sabbath of light, our goal of the kingdom is to expel the darkness and basically transform that into light of the growth that it can bring into our life. So Father uses all things for our good. So he uses the dark and can turn it into the light if we allow him to do so. That's the promise. They will literally take everything that we experience. And even if it's one thing that we can glean from that experience, they're like, I allowed it to happen because you were able to even learn just that one thing. And sometimes the hardest trials, if you step back, I had an immense trial that went through 2 years now of they're just like, here's the growth, here's the growth. Here's the growth. And me and my husband have got to literally see this trial come full circle into the beauty, oh my goodness, and the healing and the light that has come from a very, very hard trial that we were placed in. That's the beauty of the Sabbath of light. When it says in Matthew 8:3, it says, except ye be converted. As little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Converted. We have to go back to being that little child and allowing our inner child to be healed. All those traumas, all those wounds, and stepping back into, you know what? It's okay to ask questions. I'm here to learn. You get to see the excitement and the joy and the fact we're here. This world isn't happening to us, it's happening for us. And that eternal growth is a testimony that no devil in hell can take away from you. It's your experience, it's your growth, and it's absolutely beautiful. So this is just a little bit of, seeing the beauty, the beautiful lessons that can come from seeing the beauty in the lessons and the growth. And as we become as that little child, we can sit back and be teachable enough to see them. So may this just give a greater perspective of why it is so important to become as little children once again, to be converted back again to that little child that is teachable, and remembering that we are eternally growing, we're eternally progressing, and so is the person standing next to you, and extend that perfected love to them in their journey of growth, in this beautiful journey we call life, and may we see it as the eternal progression that we are truly in, and it is truly glorious. Have a wonderful day.